Hello, Helena, and welcome to Business Unusual, Helena Edition. I'm Jana May, and I'm your local real estate expert with Exit Magic City Realty, and I am so excited. Today, we are having a conversation with Alice Lobell. And as most of you know her as Miss Alice, so I shall refer to her as Ms. Alice from this moment on. As most of you know, Miss Alice sits in place 3 on Helena City Council. And just to give you a little bit of her academic background, Miss Alice has a BA in art education, and you know I love art teachers so much that I married one, from Harding University and graduated Magna Cum Laude, and I hope I said that right, from George Washington University in Washington, D.C., with a master's degree in higher education and human development. Wow. Miss Alice also has a degree in art education from the University of Montevallo, where she received the Outstanding Graduate Award. But wait, there's more. There is so much more to Miss Alice than her educational resume. So without further ado, I am delighted to introduce you to Miss Alice. Alice, thank you so much for coming on to Business Unusual. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I think you maybe hit the highlights of my education background on some things you said, but really I've been in education all my life. I worked for a college for a while, but the biggest thing that I feel an accomplishment in my career is that I was able to start the art program with the Helena schools in the elementary school, because we didn't have a high school and middle school. So I started the art program there and stayed there 25 years and saw it grow and expand. And, you know, I'm very proud of that. And I retired to take care of my mom, but I still stay active with art. You know, I still teach private classes. I teach through the Shelby County Community Ed program after school, but who knows if we're going to get to do that this year or not. But so I do still stay in the arts quite a bit. My family, I have a relatively small immediate family. I'm an only child, and I'm a widow. But I have my one son, Jonathan, and his wife, Brooke, and their 2 girls, Madison and Riley, live just across the street from me. So I'm very happy having them so close. And they're big supporters of me and everything that I do. I couldn't ask for a better family. Madison is at Troy. She's a senior, going to be a senior at Troy. And Riley is going to be a freshman at Helena High School.
Oh, wow.
So, yes. So, and
is Riley
I taught
on the teen council?
Well, she can't be yet. You have to have completed 9th grade. And she'll have to apply. So, you know, and I don't do the interviews, because that wouldn't be fair. So I'm hoping that she will apply and hopefully that she'll make it. You know, I do go to exercise class here in Helena. I told you I teach classes. I'm also taking a watercolor class that I've been doing for a couple of years. Even though I have a lot of background in art, I had never learned watercolor. So I'm taking watercolor classes, and I tell my kids all the time, see, you're never too old to learn. You can always
learning soon.
See, well, I'm learning that too. You know,
and I've seen your watercolors last at the Helena Holiday Festival. They're stunning. And I saw them in beautiful note cards. And
my Christmas note cards are kind of a specialty of mine, and I love doing them, and I've been very fortunate with those, and I just love to do it. You know, I had a friend over the other day, and I had one sitting there, and she said, "Oh, I love that." I said, "Oh, here, you can have it." And she's like, "Really?" I said, "Yes, you can have it." So I mean, but what good does it do you if you just have them sitting around and don't share? And I do some work for some realtors in Arkansas, actually. I do, what they do is they send me photographs of a house that they've sold that they want to give the
Yes.
sellers a a really nice present. Usually it's people that are leaving their home place that have been living there for a long time, and I do a watercolor over it, and then they present it to them. So I've really enjoyed doing that too. So
Yeah,
it's
and for, first home, I
yeah.
think that's an awesome gift because they'll always remember the first home they purchased.
That's exactly right.
So yeah,
Uh,
awesome gift. List with me, buy with me. I'll get you a watercolor from Miss
hey,
Alice.
hey, hey, you can do that because but two different people, and well, one of them I went to high school with. That's how I got started, and then she told her friend about it, and it's turning into a really nice little business for me. So I may start, like you said, but you could be an exclusive too.
Oh, thank
First
you.
ones.
Oh, I don't
Nobody else.
mind spreading the
Nobody else has
love.
asked.
I'll share the love with my other colleagues. So recreation, we got that. What
Pretty
about
much,
your?
and I attend a lot of the sporting events at the high school and middle school. The kids are my thing. Here in Helena, so I do a lot of, go to a lot of those things. I think you asked us about our dream. Some of our
Yeah.
dreams. The thing is, for me, I've been fortunate enough to live a lot of dreams of things that I've wanted to do and everything, but I really want to make Helena I want everybody to know Helena's a great place to live. I'm sorry.
I think so. And there's a lot of demand and a
Well,
lot of desire to live here.
I just want people to love it as much as I do.
Exactly. And I think most Helenaites, and I don't know if that's the correct term, but I call myself a
It is
Helena.
for me. That's fine.
Okay. Are passionate about their city. So.
Oh, I think so. And anyway, I used to joke before I got on city council, like wanting to tell people, Helena's full, we'll put a sign up when we have a vacancy. But of course I feel a lot different about that now because we are growing so much. And we can get into that, but that growth is what's helped us have all the things that we have right now and everything.
And
So.
another reason why we're growing is because of what the city does for us, like the Helena festivals, the Buck Creek Festival, market days.
All those.
There's something going on year round down at the amphitheater. And the environment, just the park. But yeah, y'all have heard me say that over and over again. Something I just discovered is we're both from Arkansas and not far from each other. Yeah. And are you Roll Tide, War Eagle, or Sioux?
Well, when I first moved here, I stayed Sioux for quite a while. And then, like I said, I've been a widow twice actually. Yes. And my first husband passed away. He was an avid Auburn supporter, but he would make me do the Whoop Pig Suey all the times. But anyway, when Tommy Tuberville came to coach at Auburn, Tommy's a very good friend of mine. Our families are good friends, and his brother and I graduated from high school together. Tommy's a couple years better than me. So, when I started being invited down to the ball games and going with him and his family and everything, it was very easy to start saying War Eagle.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I just love football. I love going to football games. I love the high school. I'm really a big supporter of our high school sports, though. Our baseball team, the softball, things like that. But in Arkansas, like I said, I did say Whoop Pig Suey for quite a while.
I went to school at Alabama, so I did change. And then once Nick Saban came, and they were murdering my hogs. So, and being raised in Arkansas, you bleed Razorback red. Toys all my life.
Well, that's what I told people when I moved here. I said, you've got to understand, you have two strong teams. We just had one. Now, I did not go to the University of Arkansas. I went to Harding University in Searcy. But, that's, like you said, that's the only football team we all knew.
Yeah.
Also.
Cement trucks with a Razorback painted really big. Anyway, back to Helena. So, Ms. Alice, you do so much for the city of Helena. You're an active member. You want to tell us why?
Well, like I said, it's really very simple. When I ran for office 4 years ago, I said, I love this city. I want to be able to give back. Due to some family things, I had to take care of my mom. I had to leave my job, which I loved, but I just could not do something in this city more than what I was doing already. Because I've been a member of the Christmas Parade Committee, and probably for more years than I would like to acknowledge. Judging.
Go ahead, acknowledge it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Probably at least 25 years or 30, something like that. A long time. I have judged, the floats, the performers, worked with the reception for the Grand Marshal. I was fortunate enough to be selected as Grand Marshal in 2002.
Awesome.
So besides working on the committee, I got to ride in my little convertible and wave at everybody, and that was such a highlight. I love that. I think my husband at the time, Maurice, which a lot of the people here in town knew Maurice because he worked at the intermediate school. I think he loved it almost as much as I did and stuff. So that's another area that I've served. And so a lot of times you think about these things you've done and you do it just because you want to. And I don't think I need to say, oh, by the way, I've done this, or by the way, I've done that. It just kind of comes natural. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And we do have an awesome parade. Parade.
Well, let me tell you, that is really, it's the brainchild of Joy Childers. She's excellent. She's an excellent leader for us. Uh-huh. And people are on that committee because of Joy, because they want to do things. I also work the polls at all the voting. I just won't be working in August when I'm on the ballot, but ever since I retired, I've been working for the elections and helping people, working at the polls to help people vote. I mean, I don't help them vote, but I feel like that's a civic duty. Then I'm able to do it, and I'm happy to do it. But after 13 hours up there, sometimes I'm like,
I know. Really? I don't know how you do it.
This is really where you want
sticker at the end of the night. It's just like, here, take a flag.
Exactly. But like I said, it's just another way to be part of our community. I saw someone last night, and we both looked at each other, and I was like, I've met you. And then we figured out I helped them at the polls on Tuesday.
Awesome.
And see, I ran into them again last night. And so we didn't really know each other, but now we feel like we know each other.
Isn't that awesome? I mean, and it can be intimidating for me to approach city leaders, because I'm just a realtor. I sell houses. They are so approachable, our city council and our mayor.
Good.
And I just appreciate it and want that open door policy to continue.
Me too.
With the afterwards and forever, because that's what Helena is.
Oh, definitely. I agree completely. And like I said, I'm pretty much an open book, and I welcome people to talk to me and come see me. I may not agree with you, but I'll definitely listen to what you have to say. You might, give me a good point that I need to really consider. So I'm always open to people coming and seeing me and everything. So I just felt like this is a way that I could give back. And I know people may think that sounds very trite, but it's really the truth. I mean, it really is. I just love this place so much, and the young people. And when I was fortunate enough to be elected to the council, the one thing that I wanted to do, as I said, I would really like to be in charge of the teen council. I said that, and that's kind of turned into my baby. It really has. Because our future's in our youth. If we don't have young people, we're not gonna do anything. But now, and I did not start the teen council. Kylie Woodman, who is Hal Woodman's daughter, she started it.
I did not know that. Wow.
She did, but now, of course, she's like a graduate student at Yale. So when I came in, the membership had dwindled, and when I took it over, I had about 7 or 8 active members. And so we built it up, which our maximum number is 25. And we people have to interview, and unfortunately everybody can't get in it because we do have a limit on our numbers, but we've had great applicants, and I've got some wonderful kids. I mean, wonderful kids. I just love them so much and love to do things with them, and been very blessed, with that. And I could brag on them all day, but they are some of Helena's finest. I'll be honest with you.
I agree.
They really are. And
we produce some amazing youth. We do.
Oh, we do. We do. We've talked a lot about sporting events. Well, I'm like I said, a big supporter of the anything that the schools do. I mean, besides going to the games and things, and like, for example, the football team, they may not know I'm there. The baseball and the softball teams, they know I'm there. because it's small.
And you're yelling, yeah.
And you're yelling and everything. The football games, I'm yelling, but they just may not can hear me with that. Basketball, that's one of, they sometimes know I'm there. They can see me in the stands. But anyway, anything that the school has, the principals invite us to come for guest speakers. I try my best to go. I've helped them out with some interview things. Graduation, of course, the city council goes to that. The plays, a lot of people don't realize what great plays our kids put on at the high school.
How would I find out when the play? It's going to be a while.
That's one thing I've told the teacher. I said, you really need to advertise it more. It is advertised, but that's one thing I've told Jefferson. He's been in charge of them, and some of my teen councils have been involved with it, so that's helped me to know about it. But I've tried to go to all of them, and I'm very sad. Their last one was Footloose, and they got to do it one night, and then we had to close down because of the coronavirus, and I didn't get to go that first night, so I missed that. I was very sad that I didn't
Hopefully
get to.
They'll pick it up again.
Who knows what's going to happen. And we have great band concerts, and I know it's put out on listserv, and I know it's advertised to the students, but I really would like to see more of the public get to go there, because we've had some very famous, I'll put famous in quotes, people come from Helena. One of the more recent ones is Miss Alabama, which is T.R. Pennington. Mm-hmm. And I sponsored a T.R. Pennington Day back in the fall before she went to the Miss America pageant. And we had we gave her the keys to the city and everything. And and I was fortunate enough to get to go to the Miss America pageant to see her. I went to do that. I went as a, I was considered a delegate. I mean, the city did not send me. I sent myself. Yeah. But I was a delegate there and got, the badges and everything, which was really neat. And what was so neat too
is dedication to the youth.
Well, I mean, to me, it's a really big deal. But at her tea, the celebration we did for her, we had a really special guest, which was Liz Cochran, who is from Helena, and she was Miss Alabama 10 years ago.
Wow.
So we've had 2 Miss Alabamas in 10 years. And I went to see Liz when she was in the Miss America pageant 10 years ago. And so then we went to, I took my granddaughter actually, because she and Tiara graduated high school together. So we went to see her when she was in Connecticut, and she represented us well. But that's just an example of a lot of the, for our little town, I feel like we have accomplished a lot.
Yes.
I mean, with people going on and everything. In fact, one of our people who works with, they're not on the council, but they work with the planning and zoning. He actually has been a judge before with the Miss Alabama pageant. So he was there. So it was kind of nice, there's a couple of them. So anyway, we've had the Buck Creek Festival now for, 18, 20 years, something like that. Is it
that long? Yeah.
At least, I'm not exactly sure. But a lot of people don't know this, that I designed one of the very first T-shirts for the Buck Creek Festival. And Rusty Sharman, who was a graphic artist, he helped me. We took my drawing and turned it into where it could be put into graphics on the T-shirts and stuff. So that was I didn't realize at the time,
You see the heart. Yeah. I wish I had a rubber.
Just getting started, and it was really small. But when they do have the shirts hanging up there, last year, well, not this past year, but the year before, I said, I designed that shirt. And a lot of people were like, oh, we didn't know that. So that was kind kind of neat to do that. So
For the 20th anniversary of Buck Creek, I think you should design the duck.
I don't know. We've got some really good people around that are probably better. I'm an artist. Don't get me wrong.
It could be watercolor.
I can paint and things like that, but you got to be able to take that painting and then convert it to where it can be done in graphics, with just a few colors and everything. And that's, fortunately, we've got great people that can do that too,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
I think that one of the things I'd like for the people of Helena to know, not about me personally, but about the whole council, because we really work together very well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not an I program, it's a we thing, and everything, that I don't think they realize how much money the city gives back to the schools here. Like
awesome.
over the 4 years that I've been in office, we've written checks to the principals for over $500,000 for them to use in the schools for whatever they need, whether it be computers and things like that. We built more tennis courts, not at the school because there's not a place, but it's in Joe Tucker where anybody can use them, but our tennis team uses them. The beautiful track that's up at the high school now, the turf, all that. I don't know if people really know that, a lot of their things that they do here in the city contribute to money that goes right back to the kids. Here I am again talking about the kids because that's my thing.
That's your passion. That is your passion.
It really is my passion. So.
Yeah, like I've spoken to like Huey's married to an educator. I'm married to an educator. Mm-hmm. It's gotta be a divine calling, because I mean, I couldn't do it. I could not.
Well, I told you that I was went back to teaching art at the elementary school. Well, before that, I was the dean of a junior college. And a lot of my friends thought I was absolutely nuts to give up that job and go start teaching art. And I actually traveled with a grocery cart, room to room. We didn't even have an art room or anything. But like you said, it was something I really wanted to do. And I don't regret it. Not 1 minute did I ever regret doing it. But I think in some ways, I think you're right. I think it is a special calling.
Oh, it is.
To do that. So.
Joe worked at River Chase Elementary teaching art, and I loved the stories he'd bring home with the kindergartners and the first graders. I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
No, I wouldn't. I was just going to say, yeah, we could spend all day telling some of the stories and some of the drawings that we would get and things, but it's also pure. It's just, I love that age because they're not intimidated.
No filter.
Older, right. They start getting intimidated and so many of them are like, I can't draw. I said, anyone can draw. I said, you practice baseball, you practice the clarinet, you practice tumbling, or you got to practice and you get better.
Yeah.
I said, I said 98% of it's determination.
And YouTube. I learned to draw a cat on YouTube.
Oh gosh, yes. Lots of things on YouTube. I'm learning how to use YouTube. My grandchildren have been teaching me.
Yeah, it's don't even watch Netflix anymore. Everything I watch, history, everything on YouTube is free.
Yes, I think a lot of people do that. I think you're right.
Miss Alice, how's COVID-19 affected you? And that day-to-day?
Well, on a day-to-day basis, the one thing that I found is that instead of having to check my calendar every day to see what I had planned that day, all of a sudden there was nothing on there. And that was kind of depressing in some ways because I couldn't go and do, or if I did, it had to be with precautions. And fortunately for me, like I said, my family lived across the street, so I never gave up seeing them. And so that was a blessing. So that helped me a lot. Having them around, I didn't see a lot of other people, but I did see them. I think the thing that's bothered me the most is that I haven't got to do things with my kids. And I mean, my teen council. We had a trip planned to Montgomery. We had to cancel that. I take them to Montgomery every year to meet with the legislators and sometimes see the governor. Sometimes we don't get to see her, but sometimes we do. I always have a big party for them at the end of the school year here at my home that I sponsor just for them. We haven't been able to do that. We actually haven't even been able to interview to get new members. That's all these things have COVID has affected me in that way. And so I'm working with the principal to devise a new way to get the word out. But now they don't have to go to Helena High School. And I'm sorry if I'm getting off track, but I'm talking about teen council. But we usually do person-to-person interviews. We can't do that. So we're going to go to some Zoom interviews when we get it all together. But that's probably the way it's affected me the most. Church, and I would be lying if I didn't say it's been kind of nice watching church in my pajamas.
I was going to say that. And I'm not late. I'm on time. I'm not slithering in after first prayer.
Like I said, a lot of church services are broadcast live anyway, but like I said, that's been kind of nice. I laughed one time. I told my kids, I said, I think I've watched 3 church services today. I said, because I've hit different ones, at different times and stuff.
Yeah.
But you miss that, doing that type of thing. So with COVID, I'm just wondering where it's going to stop as far as what freedoms we're going to have to give up. Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I do believe it's very real. I'm not one of these that says, oh, it's a hoax or anything like that. I just hope we can all adapt to a new normal, because I think that's what we're going to have for a while.
Yeah.
I really do.
Hopefully we'll have that vaccine by the end of the year.
That's what I'm praying for, that we have that. And that way, then we can, because we're social people. I'm a very social person. So it bothers me that I can't, get out and do.
And I'm a hugger. I am. Miss Alice, you're seeking re-election for Helena City Council, Place 3. Would you like to discuss your platform with us?
Well, my biggest concern or joy in this city are the youth. I hope to continue working with the youth of the city, help continue working with the teen council, and having them do things for the city like they already have been doing, and keep them active with that. I'm very concerned about us developing our comprehensive plan in such a way that it's going to enhance the growth of our city. And that's probably one of the biggest concerns that everybody has, because everyone wants to live here. And we want everyone to live here, but we want to try to do it in such a way that it's a pleasant experience for the people here. So I think working on our comprehensive plan is going to be a big thing. That's a big issue for me. It is a double-edged sword, because the more people that come in here, yes, it does hurt we do have more traffic. However, that's how we get our schools and more restaurants and more businesses. And I dare say, if you really wanted to, you could stay here in Helena and just about get everything that you need. And you couldn't have said that 10 or 15 years ago. No. So I think it's, and that's smart growth. To me, that's very smart growth. And that's what we're wanting to do. I would like to have a little bit more citizen involvement. I almost wish or hope that we can maybe even do a questionnaire of the citizens of kind of what they would like to see happen in Helena in the next 10 years. I think they did one about 10 or 15 years ago, but the Helena of 10 or 15 years ago is definitely different from the Helena now. So that's something that I'm going to see if it'd be possible for us to do just a good old-fashioned questionnaire, like tell us what you think and mark which box you think would fit you best. But that's how you learn.
I'm ready to answer now.
Huh?
I'm ready to answer that now.
See, and I think there are a lot of people that would like to do that. They may be afraid to contact us, which I hope people are not afraid to, because I welcome people to call me and talk to me, and I'm an open book. But that is one thing that I'm gonna try to advocate, is that we do that. It's just my job to do what's best for Helena, and so that's what we're going to do. My colleagues, we work well together. I think whoever comes in, and the mayor and the Council. I think they'll fit right in because we've got some great candidates, and I really look forward to serving another 4 years. But I'm really not a politician. I mean, I can talk to anyone, and it doesn't bother me to talk to anyone, but I'm not really on giving a political speech. I'll be glad to answer people's questions, but I really am not into the, like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I'm more like, let's bring the things to the council and we'll discuss it, and we will do our best to come up with a solution. That's just the way I am.
The biggest fuss about Helena is the traffic, but something I've noticed, they are working so hard. The city council and Mayor Hall are so focused on it, and there's a lot that's beyond their control because they're relying on county and state.
Oh, very much so. And I do understand that, because I mean, I'm in that traffic also, but and a lot of people are like, well, we don't want any more, we don't need more people here, we don't need more houses. Well, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because it's because of all this wonderful growth that we've had, that we've gotten our middle school, we've gotten our high school. See, when my son went to school here, he had to go to River Chase and he had to go to Pelham. So he didn't go to the Helena, he went to Helena Elementary, which was through 5th grade. And then after that, he didn't get to go to school here. Okay, because we grew so much, that's one of the things that people wanted. Like, if you talk to someone what a dream for Helena would have been 20 years ago, it would have been to have that middle school and high school. Well, we have it, but we wouldn't have it if we didn't have growth. And with growth comes traffic problems. You're right. I mean, I know that Mayor Hall, and I'm sure whoever takes his place, will be advocating with the county and with the state constantly to get our roads widened, to help us with traffic lights. And we put in traffic lights. We try to make sure they're synced and everything. And the thing is, all I can tell people is, I'm sorry, but please just be patient. We're doing the best we can to try to alleviate some problems, just like schools starting at different times. The school times are staggered a little bit. One very small thing that the city did is they made the turn lane wider going into the intermediate school. A lot of people think, oh, no big deal. But that took 10 more cars over waiting to turn in so other traffic could go through.
And the center lane, you can put 20 cars, I think, in that center lane. I might be exaggerating, but
so we increased the length of it so much. So little things like that, I mean, we're very aware of. We've got a great staff that work in Helena on our roads, and our planner, and our I can't say enough about the employees of Helena. I mean, they're great. From our police, our fire, everybody. And again, I may be digressing, but yes, I understand that is a problem, but I hope people, and I think we're at a crossroads right now, because a lot of the growth that's going on in Helena, and by growth, I mean houses, that was planned for a long time ago. Hillsborough, all those places, that was in the works long before any of us were on city council. So therefore, what we do now is going to affect Helena in 20 years. Right. As far as growth. And so, and the one thing that I try to make sure that I do is I try not to bring my personal feelings into it. I try to think about what's going to be best for Helena, not what I want, because for me, I'd love to be able to zip all over town in 5 minutes, but sometimes you can't do that, right. Because we need people here. So I think,
and there's so much desire. You can't have houses that are priced right in the medium range go like that. Anything from 150 to 250, 300 are gone in a day.
And the thing is that, a lot of people say, well, that's a good problem to have. Well, it's not if you've got more demand than you've got the houses to supply it. But we don't want to just all of a sudden bombard the market with so many homes that we have too many and not enough demand. You know that.
That's
too.
Right.
But the one thing that the council is going to really be working on in the next few months is going to be our comprehensive plan, because the comprehensive plan was written, I think, in 2003 for the for 30 years. I think it supposedly goes to 2035. However, I don't think they had any idea Helena was going to grow like it has. So the comprehensive plan has really needs some love and attention, and us try to make sure we're going in the right direction. And all I can tell people is I will do my best, and I'll be happy to listen to some. I want some input from people. I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm just going to call her and complain. I really want to hear what, I know what's wrong. What do you think we should do to help it? And believe it or not, these people may have some really good ideas that we've never thought of.
Yeah.
Because collaboration, really helps you come up with the best products. So I welcome people to give me their ideas and everything. And I try to tell people there's a lot of things I don't know, but I'll do my best to find out for you, if I possibly can. And that's my biggest philosophy. I won't ever slough you off. I will try my best to find an answer for you if I possibly can. It all comes down to, I think that we have a very dedicated group of people who want the best for Helena. I don't think we have anyone that's running for any office that wants to be a career politician. I really think that everybody feels that they can contribute to our city, and a lot of people contribute to our city that are not on council or mayor or any of the other things. I mean, our whole environment is a group of people that contribute to our city, I think. I mean, I get on my soapbox sometimes.
Smart. They're all so brilliant.
Oh, I mean, I've got several friends that I'll run things by them. I said, because I just need a fresh ears to hear this. And what do you think about that? Or, do you think this will be a good idea? And I'll listen to them. But, because like I said, we all can't have all the good ideas. Somebody else is going to have some. So
yeah, that's right. And
the bottom line for me is I love this town. I love serving this town. And with the voters' permission, I'm going to serve another 4 years on the council. And like I said, I think we're going to see some great things coming about.
I think so too. Oh, I know so. I know Helena's just going to be the gem of Birmingham Metro.
I agree.
And you cross that bridge and, the waterfall in the park.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can I tell you one other thing? And you may not want to put this in, but let me just tell you this real fast. Okay. 2 of my friends from Camden, Arkansas, came through here going to the beach, and they ended up spending the night here a couple of nights because they had relatives close. Well, she looked up places to go to on Google, and they sent her to the depot in Helena. And so she gets there, and she and her husband are talking, and they said, we think this is where Alice is from. And so they called me. And so anyway, I hadn't seen them in a long time, and we were able to get together. But I thought, what a neat thing, because she Googled it, and they sent her to the depot in Helena to go eat and sit by the waterfall. When you said waterfall, made me think about that. That just happened a few weeks ago. And then she remembered that I was here, and called me. So anyway, that's just a good story for us Arkansas people to share.
Yeah. And I'm not cutting it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Hey,
Yes.
Something I haven't discussed is voter registration. Where can, if they're not registered to vote, where can they go to be able to vote on August 25th?
Well, they will have to become a registered voter.
I'll add that to the.
But a lot of the high school students, they register them while they're at school.
Awesome.
And one of the things that I've loved when I'm working the polls is when I have some of my former students come in, and it's their first time to vote. And we have to be very careful about pictures, but if the parents are there and want to take a picture and we don't get anybody else in the picture, then they can take that. And it just so happened my granddaughter, this was her first time to vote this last like
On
runoff that
Tuesday.
we had on Tuesday, and so that was kind of neat seeing her vote. But I do get to see the kids. A lot of the kids come in and when they're first time voters, and it's exciting for them. It's exciting for me. Stuff. But yes, and another thing that I would like to mention is the census. Okay, if you have not filled out the census form, please do so. People, you can find it online. If you need help, call me. I'll come help you fill out the census, because that really makes a difference on our representation in Congress, in Washington, and funding that we get locally and by the county and by state. So please fill out the census.
Yes, Ms. Alice, thank you so much for coming on Business Unusual.
Well, I have to tell you, it really was an honor. I've never done anything like this before, so I'm delighted that I got to be on yours. It's my first time to be on a video recording like this, and I do hope everyone will go to the polls on Tuesday, August the 25th, cast their vote. I would really appreciate their vote for me, but please exercise your right to vote.
Thank you so much for that.
Certainly welcome.
Thank you.
It really has been an honor. I really appreciate it.
Truly an honor for me. So thank you. Bye, Helena.
Bye, Helena.
Be safe.